All right, we now welcome on special guest, the King of Connecticut. Can I call you the King of Connecticut?
That's fire, yeah, let's go.
Felly in the building.
Fuck yeah.
Got him super last minute, super psyched to have him in. What's good, bro?
How you doing, man?
We're chilling, dude. We're psyched to have you. That Kangol's fire.
Thank you.
I'll fuck with the bucket Kango.
Yeah, bitches think I'm Australian.
Is Kangol one of your go-to brands right now?
No, I just have this one hat.
That's good. That's a little flex.
I used to always wear like the fucking Biggie one. I need to get back on that wave.
Yeah, you look good one.
I think LL used to rock them too, right? LL used to rock the Kangols.
Oh yeah, no doubt. He used to rock the buckets too.
The bucket's hard. It just gives you a little look, little goalie look.
So I mean, we said you're from Connecticut. Crazy. I feel like we got to bring this up for the people that you actually went to high school with our producer, Colin Cooper.
Yeah.
So did you guys know him well, or how was you guys just knew of each other, kind of went to the same school? What was the deal?
I'd be interested to see his take. I think he was one of the nice kids to me, but there was a lot of dickheads.
You got bullied?
Yeah.
Damn.
But I mean, kind of deservingly. Like some of the shit, I'm happy they bullied me. You know what I'm saying?
Why do you say that?
Because I would wear some fuck shit, some green pants. You know what I mean? And I was just I don't know. I was just I was coming into my being, and they were just sort of like the real ones. They're not the real ones, or I guess they're the real ones. Shout out to them. But they would give me some slack and shit. But the other people would just have no mercy.
The thing with our high school, though, you gotta realize it's we didn't have a uniform. We just wore shirt and tie. But you could wear whatever you wanted. Like he said, if you wanted green or pink pants, you could do whatever you wanted. As long as you were in shirt and tie.
So we would fuck it up. So I would, within my shirt and tie, I would get really creative and try to fuck around a little bit. But
I feel that though, because you're trying to throw you're already buttoned up with the tie, whatever. You're trying to throw your own steez on it.
Yeah, and people just hate. People hate if you're different and whatnot. And I was rapping and shit, and it's yeah.
Was this in the days of when you were chilling in the basement on the, what is that thing called, the MPC, the machine? Because I remember, that's how I found you. Actually, there's a real weird way I found your music and you. I was looking at back when I was 16 or something. I was looking at snowboarding videos at Okemo, the first time I was going up there, and I saw it was a vlog you made, and it was you and your homies snowboarding. It might have been a different mountain, it might have been Stratton, Okemo, some Northeast mountain, and then afterwards at the end, all you and the homies were chilling freestyle. I was like, what the hell is good with this? I thought it was just a snowboarding video. Then I clicked on it and I saw all the videos of you making beats in your basement. Then the one video, I forget what it's called, but it's you in a Suburban or something with the homie whipping through the town.
Yes.
And I was like, damn, this kid's my age, making rap music. He's a white kid, but he's got bars, making his own beats. Take me kind of through how you started putting shit out online, YouTube, formally, and kind of how that took off.
Sort of just what you said. It would be I would bring my camera around we go up to fucking Vermont or some shit, go snowboarding with my homies. And I would just bring the camera and just sort of film what we would do. It was a lot of kids just go do normal ass shit, snowboard and drink beer and rap and just fucking go to sleep and talk shit and be funny. So I would just sort of show that, and then a lot of people I guess can relate to shit like that, because it's just like you said, you're I do this shit.
Yeah, I was another white kid watching you. It was crazy.
Yeah. So it was that, and then I would do these things called fell cams, where I would take my fisheye lens and I would just kind of put it on me and do it more and more. And I actually I just fucking brought the fell cam out. Now I don't know, my manager went, his bitch ass ran away, but he has the fell cam. You got the fell cam? Oh fuck yeah! This is it. This is all it is.
Oh shit! It's Inception right now.
Yeah. So I mean, I stopped doing this for 8 months because I thought I was too dope for. I thought I was I'm gonna be a music artist. I don't want to keep fucking filming and shit. And I was sleeping on that, and people really like this shit.
Yeah.
So yeah,
it's just another way I think for people to kind of have a parallel into your life, and the whole vlogging thing. Now thinking back when they Colin Colby was yo, we got Felly coming on, I was like, damn, this guy was one of the first OG vloggers when you think about it in the music industry. Now you have all rappers, I feel now are starting their own little vlog channel.
Yeah, now vlogging's cool.
So you were on it before it was cool.
Yeah, I was on it before it was a thing, but I was on it producing your own beats and shit before that was cool too, and making the beats on camera, and people do a bunch of beat videos now, yeah, everyone talks about content and shit. I was like, I've been doing that, and then I like as of recently, I sort of like shied away from it because everybody's now doing it, and so like that's sort of like my nature. It's like when when everyone's pressing on something, I sort of take a step back, and then when everybody's not pressing on it, I'm like, this is the shit. So I don't know. Yeah, I'm sort of back with the fell cams and shit now, though.
Do you think having that little experience when you were coming up, making those videos, like the beat tutorial videos, all that stuff, helps you with like your creative direction for your actual music videos now? Like Maple, I remember I watching that shit was crazy. How much direction did you have in that video or in videos moving forward? How involved are you in that process?
Sort of like all the direction, but I would seek out somebody that I fuck with. Okay. And sort of like help to get there, like just to play ping pong with ideas and go back and forth with them. But in the beginning, I thought that I would need some director's like full opinion on what was dope for a video, and then I would get the video back and spend like $10,000 on it or whatever, and like delete it in a week because it was like, this is not me, this is not what I'm going for, this shit is ass. And so, yeah, you kind of need to maintain your full control, or else you're just going to, like, sort of end up on some other shit that you don't like or care about. Yeah.
So what was it like when you started making all those videos, when you started seeing them actually, like, take off and get, like, the views and shit like that? Like, what was that like? Especially being, like, younger guy and everything.
I don't know. I feel like it happened super gradual, so I didn't even really feel like anything. But, like, the cool feeling is seeing it translate to shows and stuff. Like video views and internet views, they're not that cool to me because like shit can go viral and it's like whatever, like that's viral today, there'll be something else tomorrow. But like an actual experience that you could feel, like going to a show and seeing like 800 kids or selling out my hometown like 3 or 4 times, like with mad kids who just like are stoked and going crazy. That's the shit that like you can like go to sleep at night feeling good about. Yeah.
What's like the craziest story you got like from doing like a show or anything?
Craziest story from a show,
or even like a groupie story, like anything.
Well, I mean, just shows just get so fun as far as like when you're just really like you're just really in spirit and you're like just fully out of your mind and you're not even there almost, and you know just fucking reach for like the ceiling and like walk the fucking ceiling and hang upside down like a bat, just like
you get
headbang
live
and
at shows for sure.
Yeah, it's funny because a lot of my music's really chill, and then like it comes showtime and just go bananas. But yeah, I don't know. It's other like groupie stories. I don't know. It's like there's some weird shit that goes on. But
I need to hear one. Even though I could sense it in you. There's one that's like sticking out.
I mean, I'm thinking about like not even like the graphic ones. Like, yeah, we've gotten sexual in really cool circumstances or whatever, but it's also just like those have been really cool. But I don't know, just like weirdo shit. Like when we're like huddled up before a gig and like, you know, saying a prayer or like hyping each other up, and then you see you see the piano move, and someone's like, "Yo, that piano just moved," and then there's like this little fucking 16-year-old girl who like comes out of it and is like, and is like, "Oh, I'm sorry," like, and it's just like, "Yo, what the fuck?" And just weird shit. Yeah, this girl gave me a painting of her pussy.
What?
Her boyfriend did it, so, but they were sort of like, you know where this is drawn from or whatever. But yeah. She's great. She's a sweetheart. What else? Wolf, you got any ideas of weird moments? Wolf kind of you can give him the mic. He's sort of he's the archiver because he usually remains sober, and he's sort of like the dad of the group.
Should we talk about our bus driver?
Yeah, you know what? Fuck it. We'll talk about our bus driver.
Let's go.
Let me preface it by saying I hired a bus driver.
Talking to the mic.
I hired a bus driver on Craigslist, and we found out the first night of tour that he had served 6 years in prison for accomplice to homicide. And I had to make the decision whether to keep him on board or not. And I let
Talking to the mic, Wolf.
I let the our justice system do its job, and we kept him on board, and he was cool. And then
we're merciful.
about 3.5 weeks into tour, I get a message from our Airbnb host that, Felly and his gang left some drug paraphernalia at the Airbnb, and none of us are doing any illicit drugs.
We smoking bong and shit, but we were like, what'd you find? Like a bowl? Like
so I asked the host for a picture of whatever it was, and he sends back a picture of a meth pipe with a bag of crystal meth. It's hysterical now, but
Yikes.
at the time, I had to fire his ass and send him back to LA. But we were also using.
He's gonna get killed for telling this info, by the way, too. He said fire his ass. It's gonna be like
we'll blur out his face.
We were using his trailer the whole tour, so we had to let him go, but also use his trailer so we could play every show. And then I ended up driving the next 6,000 miles until we could find another driver.
That's what's up. That's a good manager, though. I feel like you had to hit the fan. You had to take the reins.
We
took the
figured
reins.
it out.
I respect that.
I mean, he took responsibility for his own mistake of hiring a murderer from Craigslist. So, shouts to him. Shouts to Wolf.
But on the same
Wolf
hand,
stays holding it down, though.
On the same hand, though, I kind of understand what Wolf is saying, because you have to have faith in the justice system, that the justice system will prevail. And also, on the same hand, this guy served his time, and he did commit a homicide. I mean, he is a meth head. Accomplice to homicide. He's with the shit if something goes down for you.
He's a sweetheart. Yeah, no, he's a sweetheart. That dude is super dope, dude. And, he still denies everything. So, I'm just like, yo, this is what happened. I'm not trying to put the finger at anyone, but this is what happened. So it's none of us were doing meth.
It's got to be you, bud.
So
that's too funny.
Well, I mean, that's not. There's worse things that could happen. You mentioned selling out your your hometown. Was that Toads, I assume, in Connecticut? Is that one of the bigger venues there? So what's more fulfilling for you, selling out your hometown or going on tour across the country to some random ass city in, I don't know, in the Midwest, and kids who you've never seen before, but they pack out a random venue? Is that more fulfilling, or going home and selling out a bigger show?
I think it's about equal. I love pulling up to Oklahoma or Kentucky and seeing the same number of kids there. It's what the fuck? These kids aren't. I wasn't raised like these kids. Were not even that similar, but they're still relating and shit. So, yeah.
When did you start seeing music become a source of income, as far as streaming or album stuff like that? Because I believe you're independent, correct? Or I don't know if you have a label deal right now.
I'm in a label deal.
All right. But when did that become your source of income? Because I know before that you were probably touring independently, right?
Yes.
So at what point in your life was it music became a full-time job?
I've never had a job, so it was always a full-time job. I was making money in high school from selling shirts and beats. I even sold lollipops. I made a G off lollipops. So I was always making money through different finesses and shit, and that's sort of still in my blood, is to finesse on every level and just try to hustle in many ways. And sometimes Wolf or whoever will be yo, you don't need to do this shit, you don't need to be doing these you don't need to dish out verses to these kids for 2-3K anymore. Your price is up, shit's sweeter than that. But I'm why not? Let's get it. Let's get it on every front. And that's always just how I've been. So that shit, I'm sort of motivated by a bit fear or whatever. I don't know. I've had broke friends that I've heard how they react and how they feel and shit, and I'm just I'm good on that. I'm trying to stay way far away from that. And so I try to just use my time wisely and work hard. Yeah,
that's what's up. I love that. I was gonna say, with going on the tour, I saw you open for PNB Rock and that kind of thing. What he's laughing. Is there a story with that? I was gonna say if there's any mainstream people who have showed love to you, whatever, but
shit's just weird across the board, bro. Shit is weird across the board. We opened for T-Pain. That was a great time. T-Pain's hella nice. Who knew that T-Pain would be so nice to me and my squad, and show us love and say hey Felly, go get me some white bitches, and shit like that. So it's like it's really cool.
Were you able to bring him any white bitches?
I don't know. I think I got sidetracked.
It's alright.
Happens. But what was the question there? Like, just
well, I was gonna say I just preface it with saying I saw you had opened for PNB, whatever. Then you threw me off because I saw your boys started laughing.
All right, yeah.
So what's the story with PNB?
Like PNB and I had like a co-headline show, and he did a post on his Instagram, and I did a post on my Instagram, and we show up to the show in Colorado, and neither of us like really go hard for it because we're like sort of like it's not really our headline show, and it's just sort of like whoever comes. There turned out to be about 80 fans there, all bunch of like young white teenager kids there for me. And so I played before PNB. Would I play before or after him? I played before PNB Rock, and we had shorter sets because we're like doing our we're fucking co-headlining.
Yeah, for sure.
And then I end, and then he goes on, and no one's fucking with him because no one knows who he is, and they're all there for me, and I'm like, bro, I don't know what to tell you. And then he just sort of like, what do he do? Like 1 or 2 songs, and then he just sort of like, he's like, yo, where my black people at? And he just sort of like threw up the middle finger and just dipped.
Damn.
And so like, I mean, I got paid the same, and I can't help that like some of my fans showed up or that they're white or any of this shit. So I'm just sort of like, this is awkward. Like, fuck, like I'm just here.
So did he throw like any shade like personally your way, or he was just like mad?
No, he was
like,
hella cool and shit, but he just hated the performance. I would have hated the performance too if it was all PNB's fans who didn't want to look at me or fuck with me or knew any of my songs and shit. If it's weird going on stage sometimes. You feel like a goddamn zoo creature sometimes. You're like, what am I doing here?
Are you more comfortable in the studio making music, or you enjoy being on stage more, or is it equal?
I love the studio, bro. That's the best part of all this shit. Shows can stress me out sometimes, and they're really like it's really like a 20 or 30 minute high, and it's amazing. It's like the highest high, but I don't know, you could create something that you really love, and you could get to that height, and you could still be comfortable and nourished and have proper hydration, and yeah, touring is kind of fucking crazy. Yeah.
How much of your production now is, because I know on like the Surf Trap album, a lot of it was all live instrumentation, right? So how much are you doing that moving forward? Is that all you're going for like beats? Is it all live sounds, or you also still use like the MPC or the machine? Or
it's a complete blend of both, but I've sort of definitely gone more towards the live stuff and been playing a lot of guitar and stuff. But yeah, we still use like drum samples and shit, and we'll sample things and just kind of use the new technology to our fullest and do a little bit of everything.
Does that make you have like any distaste for someone who's just sitting out cranking out beats on like FL Studio all day? Do you think it's like less musically inclined?
No, it's all good. It's all good. Yeah, whatever. If it sounds good, it's good. If it's got a soul to it, then cool. If it has no soul to it, and it's just some like stock ass beat and some bullshit bars, then fuck it. But if it's you could give soul over those beats too. It's just like a canvas. It's just a template. So it's really what the artist does.
I got one last question I was really hoping to get into earlier when I brought up maple, but I forgot about it. Was that real maple syrup you were pouring on these bitches' asses in the video?
Yeah, that shit sucked.
Yeah, what was the cleanup like then for that?
Bro, I wanted to be out of that shoot so bad. Like my girl was luckily there supporting me.
Supporting you pouring
what a
syrup
sweetheart,
on
yeah.
other women's
because I was I think there was fans on because they wanted like hair to blow or whatever, but really just dried up the syrup on you. And so I was shirtless and in a kiddie pool of fucking syrup and water, and then you get up and you're like in between takes and shit, and you're just like drying up in syrup. And I was like already like, we had just like gotten off a plane and had to go somewhere the next day and shit, and it was like cold out, and like my girl just sort of like helped my sticky ass like get to the outside, and they just poured jugs on me.
How'd you get it out of your hair?
It took a minute. Yeah, it took a yeah.
That's too funny.
Shit. Yeah.
I would say, I guess one last thing before I had to ask, because I was just watching it before we interviewed you, just to like recap, because I'd seen it before. What was going on Sway like? I saw literally right when you sat down, you were like, "This is surreal." Like, what was that like? Just
Killed
like the
that
whole
freestyle, by the way.
how
Thank you, bro.
how it like all like
Oh
came
my
about,
God.
like, just like the process, like going up there, like what were you feeling? Like, what was it like being on the mic with them and everything?
Bro, like, I don't know. My mans might be able to tell you a little bit better because like I was sort of in a. Well, like he had told me a year before that they kept like dangling Sway in front of my face, but never told me when I was going to be on it. And so I was honestly just like nervous as fuck because like I don't know, that was like the mecca to me of this like rap shit. Honestly, like that was like growing up, it was like if you get on Sway, you're lit. You did everything. Yeah, you did everything. And then so a year before they sort of mentioned Sway, I start to be like, oh fuck, I'm like freestyling every day. I'm like hearing beats. I'm like got all these bars in my head. I'm just like can't even be present with nobody. And then we're on this long ass tour. We're on like show like 25 or some shit. We had 4 or 5 shows that week ahead of us, and the week before he says, "Yo, you're gonna be on Sway next week." And so I have 4 shows in a row, and then Sway. And I honestly I don't think I slept for 4 or 5 nights because it's like you do the show, you're a little bit fucked up from the show. And you're just nervous, and it's like the nerves never go away because you have like some nerves for, oh, how am I going to perform for tomorrow? I have a lot of people showing up to see me tomorrow. My voice isn't doing too great. How is my voice going to be in 3 days for Sway, which is what I'm like really like nervous about and like thinking about. And then like, yeah, we get to New York, we pull up, and you know, I'm just feeling all like pretty much malnourished and just at like. Just deteriorating.
Was it like 6 a.m. or some shit?
No, it was like 8 or 9. But I mean, I've like, you know, you go in with your people, you go in with your fucking, I don't know, the label dude who took us in, who's the homie, and you just have your people around you, just sort of like, it's like you're a boxer, and they're just sort of like, you know, like, you about to go fuck it up, right? And I'm like, I'm about to go fuck it up.
On
like,
deck?
I'm like fucking just like getting ready and shit, and then we get in there, and Sway is super cool. Like right when you open up the door, you're in there. You're on Sway. Like it's like, oh shit, we're in. Like there's no like, this is what we're gonna do. Like I just did some shit with Caleb, and he was like, this is what's gonna happen. This is what's gonna happen. It's like much easier to do that, but you just jump right on Sway. Luckily, he was drinking some eggnog and booze in the morning, so I had some of that, and we just talked, and it just sort of like happened, and the freestyle happened, and then it ended, and I just. You know, I went to the store and bought my boys some chains and just fucking felt good, you know?
Hell
It's
yeah.
just like, but yeah, that shit was honestly terrifying.
Because you kept yourself like well in the interview. I mean, he interviewed for like 30 minutes. Like then you did the freestyle was dope.
I almost wish I was looser though. Like, yeah, it's like sometimes nerves can like hurt you. They can hurt you and help you, but it's like, really nothing to worry about, bro. Like, you
know, you were chilling though. Like you seemed calm and everything. Like you seemed like you were like it was definitely wasn't your first time being on like a big like radio show or anything like that.
Yeah.
Especially Sway. Like when Sway co-signs you, like that's big. Like if you want to co-sign from Sway, man. Like you need the bars. Yeah. You brought it though. They were all fucking with you.
Thank you. Yeah. Yeah, that shit was a trip.
Well, we're not gonna make you freestyle anything like that. We're fucking very pleased and very happy that you were able to grace us with your presence. Thank you so much. Tell the people what you got going on music wise, dropping in the next coming months, and where they can follow you, shit like that.
Cool. Yeah, my name's Felly. I have dropped like a bunch of collaboration records this year, but I'm soon to release all my solo shit and get into an album probably around wintertime 2019. So stay tuned. You can follow me at Felly, at Felly the Kid on Twitter, and yeah, shouts to y'all for having me, bro.
Check out the Fel cams, they're fire.
Yeah, new shit coming soon. Cheers, bro. Thank you.